People have been coming to Bedford Springs for years to heal the body. I get a sense of healing every time I come here, look out at this beautiful valley that holds a golf course by some pretty famous architects as an amenity to the wonderful Grand Hotel. It's all now part of the Omni Bedford Springs Resort. We're going to bring it all to you on this latest episode of The Traveling Golfer. Don't miss it.
One moment changes everything. Distance, precision, decided in a microsecond. So reduce your ball spin and get the most performance at impact with 4 yards more. A next-gen golf tee proven by pros and players like you. The unique durable design flexes at contact, reducing ball spin, giving you tighter control and more distance. So change your game and get 4 yards more. Brought to you by Greenkeepers. Golf smart.
Golf's fairways just got wider, and par 5s a lot shorter. Thanks to Bridgestone's new E12 Contact, featuring a unique contact force dimple design that delivers 38% more contact at impact. Think straight. Think distance. Play Bridgestone's new E12 Contact.
Fall, beautiful time of the year at Bedford Springs, but any time of the year is good to spend a little time with Jim Woods, our director of golf at Bedford Springs. And Jim, you have a wonderful property here to work with.
Thanks, Tony. It's such a magnificent course, a lot of history, great conditions all the time. One of the best ranked courses for the past 10 years in Pennsylvania.
Well, actually, it's consistently been number 2 ranked among the courses public in play in Pennsylvania. This is sort of an amalgam of works of sort of an all-star list, starting with Spencer Oldham. A lot of people don't know him that well, but we're talking about back in the 1800s.
Originally from Philadelphia area, he was the original designer in 1895.
And then, speaking of Philadelphia, A.W. Tillinghast from the Philadelphia School of Golf Course Architecture, the great architecture, he came out here and did his own little touch, including number 14 right behind us.
Yes, Tiny Tim, very reminiscent of many courses that he designed. The history goes back as far as 1923 when Tillinghast redesigned this course.
And then another small name in golf course architecture, Donald Ross, and he put his own stamp on the course.
One of my favorite designers of all time. 3 great designers in the trifecta with Donald Ross.
The course stood on those bones for a lot of years. Of course, then the resort sort of fell into a bit of disrepair at the end of the century. Then a major influx of money restored the hotel, and you brought in Ron Force, based in Pittsburgh, to renovate the course again.
Yep, Ron Force Design. They came in, set everything to USGA specs, the original layout, a lot of history again, and he kept that history alive by bringing the course back to its original state. Slope rating of 140 from the back tees, 6,800 on the card, but it plays about 7,200 because we are in the bottom of a valley. It's typically pretty soft here, and with those slight elevation changes, really makes it a hard course. Every hole plays a little different. One of the unique features we have here is that we have 5 par 5s, 5 par 3s, and 8 par 4s. So the majority of the yardage is on the par 5s.
And they're pretty long.
Most of them pushing 600 yards, yes, they're very long.
So while the yardage is on the par 5s, the tails come from the par 3s. Tiny Tim is a famous type of hole that Tillinghast did over and over on his designs, and you can see it's so absolutely beautiful. It's really a nice hole. You carry it over water. But the other par 3s, wow.
Yeah, there's no par 3 alike on the entire course.
Number 4, maybe the most famous or infamous hole at Bedford Springs. It's called Volcano. You can see why, and it's 200 to 220 yard par 3, way uphill. It's a brute.
The shot isn't over once you get to the green. Just to land it on the green is a chore from the back tees.
We're at the top of the Volcano now. Hit it a little bit short. You're going to have a crazy lie and probably won't even be able to see the flagstick. Hit it a little bit long, above the hole, and this two-tier green absolutely will cause a three-putt. Maybe not. Another uphill par 3 is number 10. Way uphill again.
Very challenging hole, albeit 123 yards with the two-tiered green. You have to be very precise on the approach shot. You don't want to get too greedy there or you pay for it severely.
One thing that people should know, being down in a valley like this, as you said, it's soft, it also creates some of the luscious grass around. Walking on the fairways feels like you're walking on a carpet. The greens are absolutely perfect. And then there's the rough. Oh boy! Depending on how much rain there has been recently, it's U.S. Open rough all the time.
The fescue grass is another dimension of rough.
Yeah.
You just have to take your medicine, get it back in the short grass, and don't compound your problem.
Quite a bit of bunkering on the course also.
There is, yeah. We've got very good position bunkers. Number 16 on the approach shot, the left bunker there, is positioned just perfect. You're hitting from a side hill lie, which for a right-hander makes the ball go to the right, and the bunker is positioned just left edge of the green, and you almost have to aim at the bunker to hit the green. So it's a challenging shot, but one that if you don't play it a couple times, you'll learn about the second or third try.
When you're playing in the mountains, everything goes away from the mountain. We're ringed by mountains. What do you do then?
Yeah, we're in the bottom of a valley here, so the influence is certainly whatever mountain range you're looking at. You know, we've got the mountains on the east side of the course and the west side of the course, and you know, you have to look at the overall picture to get a read of the greens and then narrow it down to the green complexes themselves. It's a good mixture. The wind changes, the tee marker changes, and that's why it feels like you're playing a different course every day.
How about your favorite hole, Jim? You got to have one.
Yeah, there's so many to choose from, but I think my favorite hole was number 6. It's a relatively short par 4, great scenery, set in the back of the woods. It's serenity back there.
Part of the Ron Force renovation was you created an area for practice, and that's a good thing.
Practice is essential, especially when you're playing a tough course like this. We've got a 400-yard double-ended practice facility, full short game area with practice bunker, target green, 70-yard pitching area. It is a treat to be up there. One of my favorite spots to be on the course.
There are all different levels of resort courses. This one sits at the very top in terms of difficulty. This is not a breeze in the park for anybody.
Yeah, I think the first time you play it, you learn where the trouble is. The second time you play it, you learn to avoid it. And the middle of the green is a good spot to be. If you aim at the middle of every green out here, you're going to score well. The slopes and the undulation of the greens are going to tend to feed your ball to the hole versus you trying to go right at the hole and you turn an easy par into a double bogey.
Hey guys, John Claffey with Tour Edge. I am showing you the new Exotics 721 driver today. This is next level Exotics. It's the most advanced driver we've ever produced. It features a brand new technology called Ridgeback, which is a brace for the face. It's carbon wings on the side and a titanium spine down the middle. This creates really awesome feel, one of the best feeling drivers you'll ever hit. It's also going to produce more ball speed on miss hits on the heel and toe. Also on the face is our Diamond Face 2.0 technology. These are mini trampolines behind the face, full face coverage for the ultimate in power. One of the best drivers out there. You're going to want to try it. Going along with the 721 driver is the 721 Fairway Wood. This has got Ridgeback technology. Again, this is a brace for the face. This time it's steel, surrounded by the carbon wings. That allowed us to put the center of gravity exactly where it needed to be to create this unique combination of very low spin with a high launch. We speed test all of the shafts so you can get a great idea of what is the best shaft for your swing speed in advance to buying the club. And it's just an absolutely gorgeous looking club. This will also be very popular out on tour. For the hybrid, We have an all-carbon crown. This is the first time we've ever had a carbon crown on an exotics product. It's got Diamond Face 2.0 technology. That means we've got little mini diamonds behind the face that act as variable face thickness to really give this as much power as you could possibly need. And again, the shafts have been speed tested in advance on our robot, Ted, for Tour Edge development, so you can know exactly what shaft is going to be best for you. We've got 2 irons in the 721 series, and that is the E and the C. The E is for game improvement. The C is for competition specs, so this is more of a player's distance iron. They both feature VibraCore technology. That is a TPU that has been injected inside the head for the very best in power and feel. So the entire 721 series, that is really what its MO is. Power and feel. You won't see anything else like it in the marketplace.
At Yingling, as America's oldest brewery, we've been doing what we love for nearly 2 centuries. Brewing great beer that brings people together. Like friends catching up at their favorite spot or getting together to watch the game. Kicking back, going out, or going all out. Yingling Traditional Lager has been at the center of good times, and we'll be there for the next round. Yingling, to good times ahead.
Number 18, the end of a tough trail. A short par 4, not terribly difficult if you don't get in any of those bunkers. I love the visual though. You've got the big mountain in the far background. Come a little forward, you've got the hotel, and then a little forward of that, my favorite spot on the whole golf course, the 19th hole. But it's a hole you need a little strategy to play.
Definitely. 18 is a rewarding hole. Like you said, it was a short 317 yards from the white tee markers, but visually intimidating. You've got lots of bunkering throughout the entire hole, green side, and then back into the fairway. It's about a 210-yard carry over the bunker on the left, and with good drive positioned, it'll give you a good angle into the green.
Let's give it a try. Let's play it, see if we can survive. When we get in, I'll buy a cold Yingling.
Sounds good.
All right. No driver for you, big boy. Oh, sweet. "77 yards. It's just not fair." Yeah. No reason to putt this one.
That one's good.
We are at the most secluded portion of the golf course at Bedford Springs. It's just me, golf course and grounds superintendent Dave Swartzel, and all the cicadas. I'm sure you can hear them a little bit. A little symphony out here. Mm-hmm. But this hole number 6 is like a little chapel back here. It's a great spot to talk to you about this incredible piece of property that is in your hands. You have been at the course here since almost the start of the century, and I can say this, it is the finest conditioned golf course I know, period.
Well, thank you very much. Being in the bottom of this valley, everything funnels down to the golf course and drains through the golf course, which tends to keep things a little on the wet side. We also have a lot of springs. Nobody told me that there were thousands of unnamed springs that ooze water, and so we've worked really hard over the years and made tremendous strides with it. But it's still probably one of our biggest challenges. From the renovation in 2006, we redid everything. So we have 100% bent grass, greens, tees, and fairways. We have Kentucky bluegrass, greens complexes and bunker complexes, and tall fescue. There's a a good variety. We have a very high-end golf course here, but this is a resort golf course, and so we have to manage things a little bit differently than a championship golf course. We keep the greens at a decent speed. We don't get too crazy with green speeds. They're very undulating. If they get over about 11, they're almost impossible.
Huge challenge with all of the
average
undulation now.
Our goal was to provide championship quality conditions, not necessarily championship performing conditions.
When people come here, they can expect optimum conditions, which leads to the optimum golf experience.
When I was a kid, we used to hit golf balls off a bottle. You'd swing up on it, you could kill it, hit it forever. Well, now there's a teaching aid called the bottle tee. I launch it up in the air, it's gonna go a lot better. Plus my path is so much better with that ball sitting up there. It changes your mind's perception or the task of what the club has to do, which changes your swing.
Head over to BottleTee.net. You'll get 2 bottle tees and 2 4 yards more tees for $24.95. Free shipping now at BottleTee.net.
Golfers, we're different. We aren't afraid to go for it. We're dedicated. And we never stop. Not every place gets us, but one does. Myrtle Beach, 78 courses, 60 miles of beach. You could say we were made for each other. The beach gets golfers. Golfers get the beach. Book your Myrtle Beach golf getaway today.
Dave Nostrand is the Director of Sales and Marketing at the Omni Bedford Springs Resort, and even more important, he's an avid golfer. That always helps. The hotel itself is impressive when you first arrive because it just keeps going and going and going. It's really a long, long hotel that's been a number of additions, and they're very interesting.
Yeah, it's a spread out type hotel, but the nice thing is we've got 2,200 acres of land that we can utilize. So the hotel itself has 216 guest rooms.
Not everybody realizes this is such an all-encompassing resort. I'm going to guess that many more of your guests are non-golfers than golfers.
There's a lot of people that do come for the golf, but we've also got a lot of other activities that we like to offer to the people here at the resort.
I like one of them in particular, sitting by the fire pit, doing nothing except drinking a bourbon and smoking a cigar.
There's a lot of people that go out there in the evening after they've had a great dinner here at the resort, and they'll hang out at the fire pit. We do have a lot of activities, like ATVs that we take up on the hills. We've got archery that we do on the lawn. We do have great hiking at the resort.
Hiking, I'm sure, is huge.
And in addition, we have croquet and bocce ball that was right out in the lawn.
That's a lot of activity. Of course, the swimming pool is another historic feature here and really is something different.
The indoor pool was actually built in 1906, and when it was built, it was arguably the largest indoor pool in North America.
And then there's an outdoor pool for a beautiful summer day like this.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people love that outdoor pool.
The inside of this magnificent hotel really is a walk through history.
What we have behind me is a flag from 1865. There are only 9 known of its kind, and this is the second largest. The largest is at the Smithsonian. This flag has 39 stars, one of the stars representing Dakota before it became 2 territories.
It's actually like walking through a museum with all the pictures and all the artifacts of people that have been here. We've had 13 presidents visit the resort, and actually 7 of them were sitting presidents. James Buchanan, the 15th president of the United States, called this the summer White House. And he came here every single summer, and his desk is still in the lobby.
And to bring it up to modern times, the latest president to be here?
George W. Bush, who actually came out and played around the golf on the course while he was here.
He never skipped around the golf whenever he could, and he played quickly. Better not be in front of him.
That's right.
And of course, this is the best getaway spot for couples, little golf groups, etc. I'm sure you put the welcome mat out for any corporate meetings that want to come here.
We've got a lot of corporate meetings here and a lot of state and regional association meetings because of our location.
Whether it's for business or pleasure, It is the most peaceful place in America. Got a very peaceful guy here, Dave Nostrand. The culinary experience at Bedford Springs is important to many people, including those of us who dine here. The one who oversees it all, Scott Suiters, the food and beverage manager, and actually the person in charge of not one restaurant, but 3 restaurants.
We start with our Frontier Tavern. That's a restaurant that's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. That's more of a gastropub. It does feature a couple unique dishes we have. We make our own fish and chips in-house. And we also have a twist that our chef came up with on the classic Reuben, but he uses brisket instead.
Wow.
That we smoke here on property.
And I wouldn't go very far without mentioning it has a great bourbon selection there, so I love that place. How about over to the golf course?
So we go over to our Tillies at the Clubhouse. More your Clubhouse style food, sandwiches, wings. We do have a signature wing sauce. Tillies is actually more of our bourbon bars. We do have some unique styles and flavors over there. A Wiggle whiskey bourbon that you can only get here that they made for us. We grew the corn on property and gave the Wiggle so they could make our bourbon for us.
We're sitting in the Crystal Room, which is the fine dining restaurant, and it's an atmosphere at dinner time that's elegant and is sort of a step back in time. I love it.
The Crystal Room's our fine dining. It's our steak and chop house. 6 days a week. We are closed on Tuesdays, dinner only. This is the fine dining. This is their date night here on property.
Really a nice selection. I enjoy each of the 3. Culinary experience is part of the overall experience at the Omni Bedford Springs Resort. Check in with them when you come here. For years, people have come to Bedford Springs to heal the mind and the body, and they still come. They come to the spa we have. Stephanie Cardwell, Director of Spa, and can you do any healing on me?
Absolutely. I feel like there's healing already out here in the spa garden. With every single service that we offer here at the spa, we include our spa garden, and then we also have a beautiful Bedford bath ritual. And that kind of plays off of the historical significance of the springs. When we used to have bathhouses here before it was Bedford Springs, and so we like to replicate that experience with our guests and allow them to use the baths and kind of experience that healing with our waters.
So give us a little bit of the history of how those natural healing springs sort of evolved into this.
What it is today.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The springs that are here on property, we have 8 of them, have been used since like the 1700s. And Native Americans came here, and all the tribes had an understanding that when you were here, you were healing. And then Dr. John Anderson realized this is really something that people are coming and they're enjoying and experiencing all this healing. So he began building bathhouses here on the property. And that really has been our main driver here at the resort. And our spa really include all of that history in the services that we offer today. Massages, we have facials, body treatments, hair, nails, makeup, you name it. We were recently the #6 spa nationally in American Women's Magazine, which is fantastic. So we're really proud of that. We've got a really beautiful, talented team.
People have been coming to Bedford Springs for years, centuries. Visit this peaceful valley, magnificent hotel, and of course, a most spectacular golf course. A wonderful experience that we hope all of you will get to experience also. After that, we hope to see you somewhere else along the golf trail.
Official sponsors of the Traveling Golfer include Bridgestone, providing distance, field, and accuracy from tee to green. Tour Edge, equipment that gives you the leading edge both in price and performance.